From 94.9 KUOW Seattle, I'm Elizabeth Austen. Sheila Bender is a Port Townsend-based writer and teacher. And in 2000, her 25-year-old son, Seth, was killed in a snowboarding accident just a few months before his wedding. As the date for what would have been her son's wedding approached, she wanted to be able to write something for herself and for her family. But she didn't know if she would be able to find the words. She didn't know if on her own she could speak to the scale of what had happened to her and Seth's whole family. So she turned to another poet for help. She decided that she would simply copy the structure, the impulse of another poet. What she teaches her students to do, she did herself. And the poem that she turned to is by Elizabeth Bishop. It's called One Art. Here it is. The art of losing isn't hard to master. So many things seemed filled with the intent to be lost that their loss is no disaster. Lose something every day, except the fluster of lost door keys, the hour badly spent. The art of losing isn't hard to master. Then practice losing farther, losing faster. Places and names and where it was you meant to travel. None of these will bring disaster. I lost my mother's watch. And look, my last or next to last of 3 loved houses went. The art of losing isn't hard to master. I lost 2 cities, lovely ones, and vaster some realms I owned, 2 rivers, a continent. I miss them, but it wasn't a disaster. Even losing you, the joking voice, a gesture I love, I shan't have lied. It's evident the art of losing's not too hard to master, though it may look like, write it, like disaster. That was One Art by Elizabeth Bishop. Here's A New Theology, the poem that Sheila Bender wrote following the pattern set by Bishop's poem.
I wrote this with Elizabeth Bishop's poem Open to my left and me writing. I call it A New Theology for Seth Bender, 1975 to 2000. Who has no likeness of a body and has no body is my son, now 5 months dead. But in my dreams, he brings the peace in gardens. And I see him in his smile, and he is hearty in the rolled-up sleeves of his new shirt, well-fed, when he has no likeness of a body and has no body. I see him next to me in conversation at a party, and I believe that he is fine because this is what he said. Because in my dreams, I sit with him in gardens. The nights he comes, the cats moan long and sorry. I believe they see his spirit entering my head, he who has no likeness of a body and has no body. In my life, accepting death comes slowly, but the midwifery of sadness and of shock bleeds after birth, dreams that bring the peace in gardens. I know that he is far, and he is here, and he is holy. Under sun, I feel the energy it takes to come away from God, who has no likeness of a body and has no body, who is in my dreams, the dreams that bring me gardens.
That's A New Theology by Sheila Bender. It's from her book of the same title with the subtitle Turning to Poetry in a Time of Grief. Sheila Bender reminds us that we all have the opportunity not just to read poetry as a form of consolation, but to write it ourselves. And if we don't know where or how to begin, we can take another poem that speaks to us, lay our own experience on it, and write our way toward what it is that we need to say to ourselves, to our family, to others, about what we've lost and what it means to us. For links to the Elizabeth Bishop poem One Art, and also to more information about Sheila Bender's book, you can go to our website, kuow.org, search for the keyword grief. From 94.9 KUOW Seattle, I'm Elizabeth Austen.